Transformers more than meets the eyes. This is Chucky from Collecting for Fun, and today we're going to be reviewing this little guy here. This, my friends, is Frenzy, and this is the Studio Series 86 line from Transformers the movie. You can see it's one of the smaller Transformers, and Frenzy is one of Soundwave's minions that comes out of his chest plate there. And so this one is a little bit hard to get. It came out in early 2024, and I just was able to track one down recently. It's really hard to find one at a reasonable price. I was able to still get these at about $19 Canadian or so. And so I was really, really happy for that because most places are, selling it for almost triple the price when you factor in shipping. So let's have a good look at this Transformer. So recently we had reviewed the Legacy Soundwave, and we're really, really hoping that when they do eventually do the Studio Series 86 Soundwave, that they do some very, very heavy improvements, especially on the coloring, and hopefully a little bit on transformations, and especially with some of the cassettes, because some of the cassettes transformations look not the best. I did like Rumble's, and Rumble does have a Studio Series 86, but that is extremely hard to track down without paying big bucks for that. So I am trying to figure out where is the tape joint here so I can open it up without killing the box. It looks like it's on the side right there. So let's open that up right there. And we'll see if that is the best place to open it. Yep. Okay, good. So we're going to pop this out. All right, so there he is. Not much that comes with the box here, but you can see he's got the two Rumble joints there, and he's got the two little things that go on the back of this back of him. All right, so let's open up. I can just say first glance, the coloring of him looks really good. And now I don't remember him in the movie that much. Usually in the cartoon they feature Rumble versus Frenzy, and I don't know if it was just laziness or they just versus first featuring one versus the other. I don't know what the reasoning for that it was, or I know they wanted to sell more toys, so they just basically repainted one. But if you want them to buy the other toy, why didn't they just feature it more? Let's pop that out, and then we'll pop this thing out, and then let's concentrate on the little guy. So you can see he's on Cybertron. We'll keep the little background there because it kind of looks nice there. All right, so for robot mode, and you can see how tiny he is, right? He's got the little hands. You see how tiny those little hands are. The face shape looks pretty good to me. It's pretty hard to focus because how tiny this guy is. But yeah, the face shape, he looks like a angry little dude. I like the coloration. I always like the red on black that he had. Thank goodness we don't have stickers to put on because that would be a nightmare. But let's put the back on. I'll put these so you can see there's little slots right there. So we can pop that into there. And pop that into there. And then, now as far as the hands go, if you want to put the Rumble stuff on, we're going to flip the hands down. And the only reason I know any of this at all, because I haven't even looked at the instructions. The only reason I know any of this at all is because I reviewed the Legacy 86, and I was fumbling around with the Rumble. You know what? I'm going to take these off to get these arms down. I was fumbling around with the Rumble, and that's and I'm just assuming it's the exact same thing. Put these Rumble arms here. And I'm not sure. I think I actually like it better that way, so I'm going to put the Rumble arms this way. And I'll turn the arms this way, and we'll put the Rumble arms on this way. So I like the paint coloration of these arms. You can see they're like the details in the arms there are like these power driver things. So yeah. Now I'll put these things now on the back. It's really, I guess, to me, they kept them popping off when I was trying to put those on, so I'll just put them on. I put those things on first. Now, he looks like he can do some damage, right? And we'll put him next to the Legacy Rumble, which looks to me, oh, I can't, I mean, it's so small. if you put this next to the Studio Series 86 Rumble, I mean, with very, very minor paint detail differences, and I would imagine it's very minor. You wouldn't be able to tell these guys apart. You can see the other than the coloration, they're more or less the same. I think these arms are out a bit more, and I don't know if it's because I didn't slap his arms in. Are they the same? Yeah, I guess they are about the same. Okay, so side by side, these I'm gonna call them brothers. I can't say for sure they're brothers, but I mean, I think they're brothers. And oh, I forgot to bring Rumble's little back stuff, so sorry about that. But he does have those little things on his back as well. And but here we are. So next to Soundwave, now this is the studio. Sorry, this is the Legacy Soundwave. Oopsie, I did not have him stable. I apologize about that. Let's get him stable so he doesn't lock down his minions again. You can see how big Soundwave is compared to his minions there. So from size comparisons, this guy's pretty small. So I don't know if Soundwave is going to be when they make the Studio Series 86 Soundwave. I assume they're either going to use the same mold. I'm hoping they upgrade it a bit so that it transforms a bit more smooth, and obviously they're going to do a much better paint job and get them more color accurate. But when we got Soundwave there, and let's get our Studio Series Optimus Prime here. You can see, Prime compared to Soundwave, compared to Frenzy and Rumble, Prime's a lot bigger. Let's get someone a little bit more in the size. You can see even compared to Bumblebee, they are a lot smaller, right? I think only maybe if we put down, yeah, they're even smaller than Wheelie over here. And, that makes sense. If they're going to come out of this chest, they do have to transform and fit in the chest. So they're pretty small. So I have to rewatch the cartoon to see if they're actually that small because, I mean, basically at this height. So, like in the cartoon, here is RC. RC is supposed to be like 9 feet tall. So if she's 9 feet, 4.5 feet would be about there, right? So these we're talking at like under 5 feet that these guys are. So they definitely fit into Bumblebee when he transforms. Like they're smaller than humans, it looks like. So I have to check the cartoon if they actually are, because they look pretty small. Okay, so size-wise comparisons, you can see. I mean, they are among the smallest of the Studio Series 86 line, which kind of makes sense because they come out of Soundwave's chest plate. And just for a fun comparison, if you put this thing next to Grimlock, I mean, that's just, I mean, they look like, I can't even say children. I mean, next to Grimlock, they look like a dog. They're smaller, they're really tiny compared to Grimlock. They look like babies. So so yeah, let's go back and look at how this guy compares. We're gonna pull these guys out, not distract, and I guess I can leave. I guess I can leave him in the background. We'll put him, I guess, next to his box. Pop this thing back up. All right, and we're gonna move this guy over. We're gonna focus on Frenzy here. Let's transform Frenzy into his cassette tape. We're gonna pop these guys off, pop that off, pop this off, pop this off. So now, if I recall, and I have to kind of think about that for a bit because it's been a while since I transformed it, we're going to turn his head, okay? And we're going to slap his head into this little alcove here. So that turns into there. Now, these arms form the top part of the cassette, okay? So we're going to kind of bend that down. Did I do that right? Nope, sorry. It's got to come in like this. I was thinking the wrong way. These come in like this, okay? Now the feet, you got to bend those feet in. Okay. And I remember there's some kind of weird motion they do to kind of tuck in. These end up being on the ground. Turn this first. Ugh. This needs to go up. This needs to turn. And that needs to go in like that. Okay, so there we go. I don't know if you saw that. I was trying to figure out the transformation. So we'll do the same thing, but on the other leg. So we gotta bring this thing out, turn that a little bit. We gotta bend that up. So that goes up like this, and then we gotta fold that in there. So line that up the back. I'm not sure if I lined that up properly, but yeah. I'm not even sure I transformed that 100%, but it looks like the color, the stickers all line up. So let's just see if I lined up the hands right. It doesn't seem to line up 100% here. All right. Let's turn this around and see what it actually supposed to look like. So it's supposed to look like that. So I think I got it mostly right. I just have to line up the joints a bit better. So let's do that. So something is not lining up here. So let's pull that back up. And here does not exactly want to line up. So I wonder if I bent this in wrong and it's supposed to come in that. Yes, that is it. I have the hips inside out. So we're going to turn that back out, flip it out like this, turn that joint around this way. There we go. And that seems to be more happy. There we go, guys. I had the right idea. I had the right idea. We just had the leg joints backwards. So that's how it transforms in cassette form. We'll pop out, I think I have Ravage in there right now. It looks black, so it must be Ravage. And then we'll see how this cassette fits into here. I don't know if this is supposed to be one way or the other. It seems to fit very well that way. That way seems to fit okay. Let's see if it actually closes. It does close. So obviously the proportion of Soundwave is got to be the same. Whether the exact transformation happens when they make the Studio Series version of this, that's to be seen. But I mean, proportion-wise, it's got to be about the same because it fits right in the chest plate, which is So we know that although the Legacy is not anywhere close, I hope, to what the Studio Series is going to be, it's at least size-wise and in comparison, it will be that. The coloration definitely needs to change because it looks way, way too dark. And I do not have his feet anywhere close to being stable. So we're going to pop that back up. All right, so there's that. And so let's go ahead and transform Rumble back into his robot mode. And I like the power drivers on, so I'm going to put those back on. So we're just going to flip the legs out and push them back down and get the feet out here. Turn that out there. Flip those feet down. Flip those feet down. And then we're going to pop the arm sockets down. And then we're going to pop the head up. Flip that up and turn that around. And we just have to get the arms out if you want to transform it back in with hands. You flip those fists out. Yeah, okay. You flip those fists out. You gotta get nails to do that part. They don't easily come out because they're really shoved in there. Okay, there we go. So there is Rumble. Okay, and sorry, not Rumble, Frenzy. Frenzy. I'll put these back on top. Now, again, if you want to put the Rumble stuff on, which I actually like, we're going to put his arms up. We're going to flip his fists back in. I like his arms out like that way. And we're going to pop this thing back in. And yeah, you see, these don't stay in while you're putting those in very well. So I'll leave that off until I finish putting these arms back in. I'll pop the fist back in like that. flip the arm out like that way so these ridges are out. And then we'll put Rumble arm back in. And then we'll put his things back on the back. Come here. There we go. And there we go. And there, my friends. Get that ready. There is Frenzy. So what do you guys think of Frenzy? Again, very short transformation because it is just a cassette. I always found well, I don't say always because since it came out, since it came out, I was kind of puzzled why they came out with the cassettes before they actually came out with Soundwave, and that kind of puzzled me because they obviously had a mold for it because they have this guy, they had the Legacy. I mean, really, this all I had to do is just take that, repaint it. So they must be trying to figure out if there's a better way to transform Soundwave. That's the only thing I can think of because if they make it the exact same like mold as this Soundwave, then I really don't understand what was the delay. I mean, because they could easily have repainted it, you know, made a new, slightly different head mold to make it more cartoon accurate, and you know, we would have probably accepted it. But I mean, because it's been delayed so long, they must be doing something, and I don't know what it is. And maybe they're trying to figure out how we're going to release it, which cassettes we're going to put in it, how we're going to, you know, they must be trying to improve it, which I will definitely appreciate it if they make the Soundwave even more awesome than the original, this Legacy one, because I think the Legacy is definitely missing something. I really don't like how Ravage transforms. I think he looks really weird. So I'm hoping they're trying to figure out how to improve um, Ravage. Buzzsaw is not the worst, but I think there's definitely room for improvement on Buzzsaw. So maybe they're trying to figure out how to do Laserbeak. So I don't know. But I don't know what else could be the delay. Maybe so I'm hoping they're improving upon what they've already released and that we're going to get, you know, something really special when it does release. But that, my friends, is Frenzy. I hope you enjoyed this video. And so, um, and yeah, so if you have a chance to pick that up, you do love the Transformers. I can't say this is a must buy because Frenzy really it wasn't that popular of a Transformer. But if you like the Studio Series 86 line and you're a completist and you know you think Frenzy's cool, definitely pick it up. Definitely pick it up. For me, I do like Frenzy. I like the colors, and I know I'm gonna get Soundwave when it comes out. So you know I'm gonna get that. I don't think I'm ever going to get the Rumble unless I see it at a good price because I mean I had the Legacy Rumble and I can't really tell that much of a difference. Very minor coloration difference, but hey, it's it's I mean it is what it is. So I don't think I'm gonna unless I see it. I'm not gonna go purposely try to hunt one down because now I got a Frenzy now, so it's almost the same thing. And I got a Legacy Rumble, and that's good enough for me. So, guys, thanks so much for watching. We are going to see you guys very, very soon. Help the channel out. We're trying to get to 1,000. So if you hit the subscribe button, when we get to 1,000, we're going to be getting ourselves a Robosen Grimlock and do some really cool videos for that. So look out for that. So please help the channel out, and we will see you guys very shortly. Take care, guys.